Kaegun. What was it like last week to play a game with completely empty stands and none of the environment that you would normally have in a college football game?
It actually wasn't as weird as you think it would be because we went a week before or 2 weeks before and actually played without fans in the stands, so we kind of got used to it. So them having the sound audio actually made a bigger difference because we didn't have that in the practice game. But overall, I don't think we need fans in the stands to play.
So, if this would have been your original football schedule this year, you guys would have already played 8 games, and you're going into this weekend at Utah State. They're going to allow a certain number of fans in the stands. What do you think that will feel like after playing? It's been so long since you played in front of fans. What do you think that'll be like now that you finally, after more than a full season, have waited to be in this situation?
Obviously, we're going to be ready to play regardless. Like I said before, if we have fans or not. But obviously, adding that atmosphere is going to make the game a lot more exciting. And that, as far as that aspect goes, I think that's how that'll be.
Old school head coach, new coordinators, a little bit different playbook. How different is this Aztec offense with Brady Hope than it was with Rocky Long last year?
As far as the offensive scheme goes, I would say we're more of a spread type. As far as the more formations that you would see. So as far as running the ball and throwing the ball, I would say it would be stay around the same. If it's not 50-50, then it's 60-40. But we're just trying to get playmakers the ball.
And a follow-up question, when you had all that success as a high school star and you come to a school with a pretty good tradition of running backs, is it tough to sit for a year or 2 years or 2.5 years without getting a chance to do what you've done best? What and how have you changed and grown through that while these other guys are playing?
Actually, it's a good learning experience to get to watch Rashad Penny and people like that in front of me and Jawan, just learning from them. It helps elevate my game as well as all the running backs that are also having to sit and watch.
Ever been on a team that's got 5 or 6 running backs that have been productive?
No, sir.
Hey, congrats on the win, first and foremost. Just how good does it feel? You guys had months leading up to just your first game, but just to cross that first win off the list and be 1-0.
It felt really good to just get back out there and execute what we'd been practicing all week, and felt really good to get that dub under the belt.
So first road trip of the year, probably going to look a lot different. Is there anything different preparation-wise you guys are doing just going into this because it is a road trip and, you guys kind of have to act in a bubble?
Yeah, as far as Utah State goes, we got beat by them last year, so obviously we're going to be coming in with a chip, knowing that we may not be the better team, but we better practice all week and make sure that we are.
And they're going to have 5,000 fans. I know you said that it kind of made no difference having fans, not having fans, but what is it like to know that you'll be playing in front of 5,000 and have an opportunity to quiet those 5,000?
It's very exciting. Like I said, the atmosphere is always different whenever you're in a game. As far as like making big plays and hearing the loud crowd, or if I make a big play or somebody else on our team makes a big play, then it silences them. It's obviously very exciting.
And then we are in a pandemic. Is there any concern for you personally, just traveling and doing a road game in Logan?
No, I don't think it's personally going to affect me in any type of way.
Obviously, after one game, there's always room to grow in all aspects. Offensively, what have you seen? What have you noticed just in terms of what you guys accomplished, room to continue to build on it, especially incorporating a new offense and the talk about, incorporating the pass game a little bit more? What have you seen kind of from that standpoint and the potential this offense has to continue to grow in the coming weeks? Thanks.
I want to give a big shout out to the offensive line because they had a fantastic week and a fantastic game. Our running game obviously looked very well and was working very well for us, so we just continued to pound the ball. As far as this week, I would see us maybe passing more, seeing that Utah State might think that we tried to run the ball, so we might have to potentially throw the ball more, get the ball to our playmakers.
Kaegun, what type of relationship do all the tailbacks have on the Aztecs?
I would say we're a brotherhood. It's a very family-like community.
And you guys kind of push each other? I mean, obviously you're all rooting for each other, but have the guys like Chance and Greg, does that make you a better tailback as well?
Of course, always competing in practice, and even in out and with the weights. Coach Hall says that Chance finished all his sets of push-ups without stopping. Then I feel the need to do the same.
Kaegun, when you talk about getting the ball to the playmakers, how would you say that's divided between backs and receivers? You are, of course, including the running backs in those playmakers, right?
Yes, sir. I would say it would be equal chance for each and every one of either a running back or a receiver.
What was it like last week to play in front of no fans? As a football player, you're used to kind of riding that wave of the environment around you on big plays, and to play a game where you look up and there's nobody in the stands. What was that experience like?
I would definitely say it was a little different. I don't think anybody anticipated what's going on in the world to happen. And like you said, riding the wave of the fans is something that's great, and every player enjoys. But similar to what Kaegun said, we don't necessarily need fans to play, and we understand that whether they're fans or not. We've preached as a team, like, coming out and bringing our own energy, and if there's no fans, there's no fans. If there's fans, there's fans. Regardless of that, we have to go out as a team and bring our energy and play together. So it's, like I said, it's definitely different, but it's nothing we can't handle as a team.
So as of today, Utah State's planning to allow some fans. It's roughly about a fifth of the stadium capacity. What impact will having some fans at that level have on the game, if at all? Is that, you anticipate that being noticeable in terms of the interaction with a bit of a crowd?
I would definitely say it would be noticeable, considering we just played a game with zero fans at all. It'll probably be a little louder than the audio we had at our stadium, but for them, I see it being cool. For us, it like I said, it doesn't really matter. We're coming to play football. These are uncertain times in the world, but one thing we know, that football is football. When you step on the white lines, fans or no fans, we're going to play football, and that's what we're taught to do, and that's what we're going to do.
Hey, first of all, congrats on the win. Just what did you learn about the defense in week 1?
I would say we learned that we have a defense who plays hard. You know what I'm saying? Historically, at this program, we have pretty good defenses who play hard and in a good scheme with a good coach. And I know a lot of people questioned how that was going to work, and I think it turned out great and just how we expected, regardless of who our coach is or who's on the team. We have a great schematical defense and great players who just want to go out and make plays and play hard.
And Utah State's offense really struggled, to say the least, against Boise State. Just from the film that you've seen so far from them, is there anything that really stuck out or that could surprise you by them?
Similar to last year, regardless of how they played against Boise, we understand they have a great offense, and they have some new coaches on that side, but they want to do similar things that they did last year. They want to spread us out. They want to run zone. They want to air out the ball. They're returning a few players in the O-line, some skilled players, and they have a new transfer quarterback. So nothing necessarily surprises me. It's nothing that we haven't seen before, nothing we're scared of. We're just going to go out, play hard, prepare accordingly, and we'll see how it goes.
And this is the first road trip for you guys, under these COVID conditions. Just for you personally, is there a different kind of approach to a road trip like this?
Yes and no. We have a lot of protocols we have to follow as far as wearing masks and socially distancing, which is, I'm sure anybody would tell you, not the most fun thing to follow, but it's necessary to play football. So as a team, we're bonding and doing that. Other than that, like I said, football is football, whether it be traveling to LA, traveling to Utah. We just want to play football. So anything else outside of COVID, football is football, and we're ready to go.
Hey, Keshawn, Utah State, you guys lost 3 games all last year. 1 was to them. Obviously, both teams are completely different, including a first-round pick missing on their end. Do you guys use that as a chip on your shoulder because you lost to them last year, or are both teams so different it really doesn't play into it whatsoever?
It's definitely a chip on our shoulder. What's in the past is in the past, but we're not content with losing to anybody first and foremost, but we're not content to losing and being okay with it. So that's definitely something that's talked about. Like you said, these are new teams, different coaches, different play style. But our motto is the same. We play hard, we play tough longer than the other team, and whether they beat us or not, we're going to do that. So, but it's definitely something that's talked about in the locker room and on the field. So we're going to go out and try to take care of business and handle that, so it won't be something that occurs next year.
You've been a part of some really good defenses here, and I know it's been one game, but I was surprised by how unsatisfied everybody was for giving up less than 200 yards and only 6 points. Everybody was pissed that you guys gave up 6 points. I was blown away by that. Is there a different mindset to this defense than one in the past where, look, if it's not a shutout, we're not happy, you know?
Not at all. We were some of those people who were mad about the 6 points and how many ever yards. Our goal as a defense to pitch a shutout, and anything less than that is, to us, is unacceptable, and then that's the motto we live by. So if it's not a shutout, it's a decent game. If it is a shutout, we always got more to do and more to learn from. So we're never really content with what we do until we win the conference championship.
Hey, Keshawn, I was just curious, what's the experience like as a defensive player on the road in front of a crowd? Because when you're on offense in that situation, obviously the crowd is loud. They're trying to distract you. It's usually a bit quieter when the home team's offense is on the field. You get the hush if you guys make a big play or force a turnover, but obviously the crowd gets into it when they score. What are those ebbs and flows like as a defensive player in that setting, given that this is one of the few opportunities you're going to kind of have that setting and have the reaction of the crowd and kind of the ebbs and flows?
It's definitely something that's interesting. I remember when I first got to college, we played Stanford and we played Boise State. Went to Boise State. There's 30,000 people in the stands, and I'm a young freshman on defense, and I hear 30,000 people going crazy, and it was definitely a little overwhelming at the time. But I think it's something that I personally settled into. As a defense, we settled into. It's like I said, fans or no fans, football is football. We go to play and we play for each other. We don't play to please anybody else. We do what we can. Obviously, we want to please our fans and supporters. But we go out, we make plays, we play for each other's brothers, our coaches, our families, and everything else take care of itself. But it's definitely something that it's an interesting feeling going and hushing thousands and thousands of people. That's definitely something that's fun and not our goal, but it's nice to have along the way.